Kana Hobnobby relatives, Membiwa Tahushka Opemiha. Welcome back to the channel. And we're back again today doing another genealogy still first thing. And it looks like we are on episode 10. So 10 shows in. It's we're going strong. I'm your host, Opemiha, and I got my co-host here with me, Love Legacy. And Legacy, we're gonna give the people a few minutes to come on in.
All right.
And so I'm starting to see people.
Peace, Love Legacy.
Let's see. So while we're waiting on everyone to get in here, I must say what's up to the people as they file in. Sister Bethy, peace and honor. Appreciate you being here. Let's see. We got Stephen Redclay. Highway brother. Good to see you in here as well. And my brother Kudameo. Peace, brother man. Mr. Dark Fly Brother 1, Shalom. Appreciate you being here, brother. Elton Taylor, peace family as usual. We got Nighthawk in the building. Salute to you, warrior. Peace. I got my brother New Breed and Petawaste relative. I got Miss Robbie Lawson in the building. Peace, sis. Thank you. And we'll let some more people file in a little bit before we kick this off. Just wanted to talk a little bit real quick. So we'll be going 2 days now, Mondays and Tuesdays. So Monday we'll be doing a strictly genealogy show. Tuesday we'll go over some other topics and kind of open it up and have some guests in. Let's see, I got Ta, Arwakin Kru, peace. Appreciate you being in here. Sorry if I butchered that. I apologize, but peace. Appreciate you. And Legacy, did you have anything real quick before we get into things that you wanted to go over?
Oh yeah. First off, Taylor, man, just want to let you know that's a sworn brother right there. That is genealogy. So yeah, you gotta address him accordingly, man. When we talking to our brothers.
Who is it?
Around, but yeah, man, shout out to Taylor. Elton Taylor.
Oh, got you.
Mm-hmm.
Got you. All right, yeah, that's good.
Nothing else really going on, man. I've been finding a lot of Melungians and quote unquote red bones and stuff like that with a lot of people's surnames. From my experience, man, when you dealing with the Melungians, it's hard to find like tribal connections, at least for me, because I'm just starting out with this. Right. I see a lot of people, even like Arthur Gray, he got the last name Gray. I found Gray among the Melungian also. So it gets real fuzzy with that. So, I reach out to people and I say, hey, I found that you Melungians. And then they're looking at me like, okay, well, what tribe? And I'm like, I don't know, maybe maybe 7 tribes. I don't know. So right. It's a little rough with that, especially people that are in like Pennsylvania, Virginia. I'm seeing a lot of those names as Melungian, but not seeing actual tribal connections. So it's been kind of rough with that. So I don't know. Maybe in the future we'll do a whole thing on Melungians. Maybe we get a new breed on here, a bit about them. So maybe we could do that. Because I think that's a subject that we need to talk about, especially with this genealogy, because we run into it a lot, and not just in Virginia, Kentucky, Tennessee, different places you find them.
Cool. I'm putting your email and my email in the chat. So as people come in, again, if you need genealogy help from either one of us, the emails are in there. Again, I don't do it professionally. My thing is mainly digging into the histories of the families. Legacy, does the same, and he, does genealogy, full time. So that's what he does. See, we got a couple more people that came into the chat. So I want to say peace to Chickahominy Roots. Appreciate you being here. Raina Leona, peace, sis. Appreciate you being here as well. And we'll go ahead and I know people will start filing in, but we'll go ahead and kick off the topic we were going to go over today. So I wanted to go over the Allen family history, Allen, Allen. There's a few people that have been hitting me up for this one. So we're going to go over it. We do have a history for them in Maryland and Delaware. So I'll hit that one first. And then we'll do the Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina side of the Allen family. And then me and Legacy are going to talk about, he's got some things he wants to go over. And then I'll mention a couple other things. And that should be what we're going to go over for today. We'll try to keep it in an hour if we can. If not, hour and a half at the most. I don't want to go over 2 hours. I don't want to push it too far. But let's go ahead and get into this. So I'm going to get the screen share up. There we go. All right, let me get the comments up here. All right, relatives. So, Legacy, can you see the chat? Okay. You still there, Legacy? All right, you must have stepped away for a minute. Okay. So I'm going to hit the Allen family. Legacy, if you can't hear me, if you can see the chat, you see any questions, just, stop me and, get in there and say whatever you need to say to address whatever questions we have. All right, relatives. So if you can see the screen, we got the Allen family. And again, this is going to be the Maryland, Delaware side of things. So let's get into it. We got Hannah Allen, born, say, 1730. The mulatto servant of Joshua Clark, confessed in Prince George's County Court to the charge of mulatto bastardy on 4 occasions. She was ordered to serve her master an additional 7 years for each offense, and her children were bound to her master until the age of 31. So here we go with the kids being bound out thing again. Okay. Her children were Ignatius, 5 weeks old, on June 25th, 1751. Then we got Jane, born before November 27th, 1753. We got Frank, 6 months old, on March 23rd, 1757. And we got Hannah, 3 months old, on June 27th, 1758. Now here in parentheses, it shows the court records where this can be found. So we'll go ahead and keep it moving. Her grandson, Nathaniel Allen, was bound apprentice to Richard Higgins in 1772 until the age of 31. In November 1794, when he had passed the age of 21, he petitioned the Anne Arundel County Court for freedom from his indenture, saying that he was the great-grandson of a white woman who had a child named Hannah Allen by a Negro. Hannah, in turn, had a child named Jane Allen, who had Nathaniel by a Negro. Nathaniel was bound to Richard Higgins under a law passed in 1728, which ruled that children of free mulatto women and Negro slaves were to be bound until the age of 31. Nathaniel's lawyer argued that Jane Allen should not have been considered a free mulatto since she was daughter of a mulatto, not a white woman. Nathaniel lost his case in the general court and had to serve the full 31 years. And it goes on to say Hannah was the mother of. Give me just 1 second, relatives. I think get Legacy back in here. Legacy, you in?
Yeah, I had to switch up.
Okay. Did you hear what I was asking you in the beginning?
No, I had a lot of latency, so I switched to my mobile device.
Okay. If you can you see the chat? Are you able to see the chat at all?
Yeah.
Okay. If you see any questions, anything, that needs addressed, you can just stop me whenever, because I can't really see it while I'm reading.
Okay, got you.
So if you see anything or you hear anything that you want to address, just stop me.
No problem. Got you.
Okay. Ignatius, born in May 1751, head of a Prince George's County household of 7 other free in 1790 and 5 in 1800. Then we got Jane, born in 1753. Then we got Mima, born, say, 1754. We got Frank, born about September 1756, a free Negro, head of a Prince George's County, Maryland household of 4 other free in 1800. Then we got Hannah, born March 1757. All right, so next we're going to go into Jane Allen's history. So Jane Allen, born in 1753, was living in Prince George's County in August 1772 when the court ordered her to serve an additional 7 years of her indenture for having an illegitimate child by a Negro, and bound her son Nathaniel to serve Richard Higgins for 31 years. Okay, again, in parentheses, here on the screen, you can see where you can find this court information. All right, it says her son was Nathaniel, born about March 1772, petitioned for his freedom in Anne Arundel County Court in September 1794. He obtained the certificate of freedom in Prince George's County Court on September 11th, 1810. A black man about 39 years old, raised by Richard Higgins of Anne Arundel County, and was born free according to the records of that county court. And then again, this information can be found in the registration of free Negroes. All right. Next, we got Mima Allen, born, say, 1754, a free mulatto woman of Prince George's County, was the mother of. We got Henny, born about 1774. We got another Mima, born about 1789, registered in Prince George's County on December 2nd, 1812. A dark mulatto. So again, Kuna Mayo spoke about this last live we had. So we were all always told that mulatto means that you're mixed with black and white, but we all know that that's not what that word means, because you get all these different descriptors and then it says mulatto. So a lot of times that's a code word for Indian. Legacy, did you want to go in on that a little bit, or you want me to keep it moving?
I think it's self-explanatory at this point for the people that's been watching.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what they say it is. It could be white, it could be mulatto, it could be Negro, black. I mean, it really doesn't matter. You really have to dig into it.
Right, exactly. Now, and then it says, so it says a dark mulatto woman, says nearly black woman, about 23 years old and 5 feet tall. She has thick lips, a fleshy face, a flat nose, and short woolly hair. She was raised in Prince George's County in the family of Daniel Clark near Queen Anne, and is a free woman, being the daughter of Mima Allen. Her son Charles Allen registered on June 23rd, 1818, a Negro boy, tolerably black, who is about 8 years old, son of Mima Allen. All right, so let's keep it moving. Next, we got Henny Allen, born about 1774, registered as a free Negro in Prince George's County, Maryland, on April 4th, 1812. A mulatto woman, about 38 years old, and 4 feet 11 inches tall, rather flat nose and thick lips. She was raised in Prince George's County in the family of Daniel Clark near Queen Anne. She is the daughter of Mima Allen, a free mulatto woman. Then it says Henny was the mother of. We got Hannah, born about 1795, registered in Prince George's County on April 4th, 1812. A dark mulatto woman, about 17 years old, and 5 feet 10 inches tall, flat nose, thick lips, and a broad face, born in Prince George's County in the family of Daniel Clark near Queen Anne, daughter of Henny Allen, a free mulatto woman who was born free. All right, so next we got Nellie, born about 1797, registered in Prince George's County on October 2nd, 1812, about 15 years old, 4 feet 6.5 inches tall, and has a yellowish complexion, has woolly hair, a flat nose, full eyes, and good teeth, daughter of Henny Allen, a free woman. And then again, down here in parentheses, it shows where you can find this information in the registration of free Negroes. All right, so it says other members of the Allen family were. So we got John, free Negro, head of a Prince George's County, Maryland household of 9 other free in 1800. We got James, free Negro, head of a Prince George's County, Maryland household of 5 other free in 1800. Next, we got Nathan, born about 1786, obtained the Certificate of Freedom in Anne Arundel County on January 30th, 1816. Aged about 30 years, brown complexion, freeborn. All right, next we got Rachel, born about 1788, obtained a Certificate of Freedom in Anne Arundel County on August 6, 1807. Aged 19 years, yellowish complexion, raised in Anne Arundel County. All right. And then it says another Allen family is William, charged by Constable Francis Dueling in Talbot County Court with failing to list his wife Margaret as a taxable person. The court's attorney declined to prosecute. All right. So relatives, that is the Allen family of Maryland. So again, if your genealogy is pulling you in that direction, if you have the Allen surname and your genealogy is coming up, towards this direction, this is definitely something to dig into. I will put the link for this in the chat for everyone to look at, if that's something that's fallen into your genealogy. Legacy, did you have anything you wanted to go into before I start the next one?
Well, I see in the chat, I see Leona. Yeah, it looks like you may need to fill out an application, tribal application, but you're talking to the right person I knew right now. But yeah, she's talking about a lot of our history. One thing I want to say that I also see people saying Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and I actually have an article in front of me about because I was doing genealogy for Cooper, and when I was doing genealogy, I found that he was related to this Richard Allen, who was born in 1760, who ended up being a reverend of the AME Church in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Okay, so I haven't been able to. I don't think I've been able to get past him or his wife. I think they both were enslaved or indentured. So I would have to really dig on that, which I'm probably not gonna do. But yeah, so you really have to look out for Pennsylvania a lot of times, especially coming out of from my experience coming out of North Carolina and Virginia. A lot of our people ended up in Philadelphia and South Carolina too. A lot of people went to Philly. New York, to me, I hear about New York, but it seems like New York wasn't the thing as much as people thought it was at the time. I see a lot of our people ended up in Philadelphia on all sides, different sides, whether they were direct or, cousins or whatever. They all ended up in Philadelphia. So people that are ended up in Pennsylvania, you really have to dig on your stuff. People out there that are still in Virginia, still in North Carolina, do your genealogy. It's so easy. You got people that are in other places, and it's very hard for them to figure out what tribe they're connected to. But also, even if they do figure it out, a lot of times it's hard for them to actually be enrolled in those tribes. But if you're in Virginia, North Carolina, it's fairly easy, especially if you have lineage to our tribe. So
Right.
people that live in Virginia now, live in North Carolina now, or even live in South Carolina now, do your genealogy. It's going to be fairly easy, especially Virginia and North Carolina. The records are there. They might not be on every side of your tree, but the majority of your tree, you're going to be able to quote unquote complete. So yeah, look, and another thing too, history like this. This guy was an abolitionist, Richard Allen. You know, there's a lot of history in our families. We just have to find it.
Right. And I saw that Anu in the chat is, saying that that's that was a big Saponi Indian surname. So, I mean, the brother knew, if you guys, if he's dropping some knowledge in there, definitely pay attention to it because he knows his stuff. So definitely pay attention to whatever knowledge he's dropping on you in there. Wanted to say what's up to a few more people. Sean P, the Aborigine, peace. Appreciate you being in here. Miss Patricia C, peace relative. Appreciate you being here. Miss Liz Robinson, peace. Good to see you. We got Mr. Arthur Gray. Appreciate you, relative. Thanks for showing up. Thank you. See if we missed anybody here. No, I think we're good. And yes, sir.
Yeah, I see a question. Somebody said the Barbie name. I haven't come across it. Maybe Opie, maybe you could say something about that name. It looks like this Barbie name. Maybe it's Barbie, or maybe it's Barber, or Berber. I don't know. It's Barbe.
Michael Brown Harris. Peace, brother. Give me just 1 second here. I'm gonna look at something real quick. If you want to keep going in a little bit, I'm gonna check on it.
And then Brown Harris, I see you a lot in here. Maybe you should reach out to me if you haven't already. I don't know. It's hard for me to keep up with people now. If you haven't already, reach out to me because you got some good names going on right there. So maybe possibly I could just look at your tree and just tell you off bat what's a tribal lineage or something like that. So I think you should reach out. Lovelegacy400@gmail.com. Let me see. I'm looking up in here. How about Fanning? Fanning, I'm not sure. I don't think I've come across Fanning.
No, I haven't seen that one either.
Yeah, Fanning. I'm trying to think. Yeah, no, not Fanning.
Michael Brown Harris. I'm gonna drop this link in here. Go in there and look at it, and search Barber.
Only thing, Chickahominy Roots. Only thing I heard about, only Barksdales I know is somebody that I knew growing up, and I think their Barksdales came out of South Carolina. Yeah. So that's about it. And by the way, guys, I see you and Sean P talking. Sean P is related to the Pamunkeys. He descends from Pamunkeys, and Chickahominy, from what I know, is pretty much the same people. If I'm wrong, correct me, but I believe that's what it is.
Cool. KSR, peace. Appreciate you being in here. Also saw Pamela, eyes wide and clear. Peace, sis. Appreciate you being here as well. All right, y'all. So we're gonna move on over to the. Let me see here. So the Allens in the Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina side. Just give me a second here. Get pulled up.
Real quick, Halifax County. You're probably talking about some Haluba Saponis. So you might want to check on that. How far is that? As far as that area, I'm pretty sure they were suing, and then they I think they probably migrated into Virginia afterward.
So, Legacy, let me ask you a question real quick since you just brought that up. From your research so far, what language, what linguistic Indians are you starting to see? Are you seeing mostly Siouan in North Carolina, Algonquin, Iroquois? Like, what are you seeing so far when you do your research on the tribes that are in the Carolinas and Virginia?
Virginia, I see mixed. I see different things. Yeah, okay. I see a mixture. North Carolina, I haven't really. I'm trying to think of back. I haven't really found too many people in North Carolina. I went back and I found, like I said, the Holt family in Halifax. So I'm not sure if they are, because see, I know that the Holt family, as far as I know, were Pamunkey. So the only thing that I'm thinking is maybe they were Saponis that later on became Pamunkeys in Virginia, but I haven't really found too much in North Carolina. Most people I found will probably be Tuscarora, Lumbee. Yeah, I probably have to say mostly Siouan. In some way, some shape, somehow.
That's what I was thinking.
Because even if they were Tuscarora, eventually they switched over anyway. And then the Lumbee are mixed with us also.
Oh yeah.
And then you have the ones coming out of Halifax, and I think those are the ones. I think some of those are the ones that ended up being Pamunkeys later on. So I'm not a history buff, but that's what I've heard so far, and also the names match up with the Holt family because I see Stewart also on that side too. So it's just kind of hard to pinpoint it because you got Stewarts that are, I guess, still with us, and then you have Stewarts that are Pamunkey. So it's kind of hard to figure that out. So I just leave that to the evil genius. The evil genius of the tribe. Once I see enough connections, man. But but also I'm not too great in separating. So far, I'm not too great in separating the Iroquois from the Algonquin either. Right. So so I haven't really broken it down, like that to know which tribe is Algonquin, which tribe is Iroquois. I usually just match the surnames, the location, and the tribe, and just keep it moving. I haven't really studied on who is who or what is what. I mean, because truthfully, I just care about who's suing. I'm just, that's just what it is.
That's why I was asking, because we know that some of the names do tie back, mostly to Siouan, but I see Anu put in the chat that Sioux in North Carolina and South Carolina pre-1830, and then he says the Algonquin didn't move into there until the 1850s.
He said the Iroquois,
or
he said the Iroquois didn't get there until after 1850.
Oh, he wrote Algonquin.
Oh yeah,
I'm reading what he wrote in the chat.
Yeah, no, me too. So I guess he's saying both.
Oh, okay.
So I'm in North Carolina, South Carolina, pre-30. Algonquins didn't move in there until 1850, but were kept on the Tennessee borders by the Sioux until the early 1800s.
Okay, yeah, and then I see where he wrote that down a little bit.
Okay. Yeah. So that's basically what it is. That's basically what it is. Those families that I found that were Holt and Stewarts, they just, I guess some of them jumped ship.
Right. So, and again, the point is just knowing that your people were here and that you're Indian, and then as you start to get more into that understanding, you start getting into the breakdown of what tribes were where, but, in the grand scheme of things, again, not that big of a deal. But, I like to, get it a little bit more pointed down, as you start, like I said, as you start to get into your Indian heritage, you start breaking things down even further.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And he's also said Sue had the Eastern Seaboard on lock. Yeah, that's what I try to tell people, man, when from information that I get and a lot of stuff that I'm seeing is that the Sioux were doing a whole lot on the East Coast, but it seems like they try to, to erase it basically. They try to act like as if we almost didn't even exist. When you hear people talking, they rarely talking about us. They try to really push the whole Cherokee thing and everything, and it's just crazy, man. It's like they're just trying to erase us, and I believe it's for a reason. Because, like I said, when I go and I see people in the tribe or tribes, they're mostly look quote unquote Negro or European. So I could see why they would want to try to get rid of that history. Also, Sean P too, man. I think you need to go ahead and email the tribe
Yeah,
and see
absolutely.
and see what's up, because even though you have I told you, Pamunkey and everything like that, I think you're also the Nansemond, so you might want to check on that. I forgot to reach out to you, but since you're here, yeah, go ahead and
Yeah,
send an email and see what information you might be able to get.
exactly. And like Legacy saying, if you guys have blood ties to these tribes, apply. I mean, there's nothing wrong with applying for the tribes. If you can get in there, why wouldn't you? If that's your family, your family's tribe, apply for it. We can't make changes to things if we don't, if we don't do anything. If we just say, "Oh, I don't want to be a part of that tribe." If they
Yeah,
say no to you, then they say no. You keep it moving. But you know, the Pamunkeys, you never know.
yeah.
I've looked at their tribal page before. Apply. The Nansemond,
Hmm.
apply. We
Hmm.
can't get you can't get into it until you try, until you apply. So, that's
Yeah,
just my words.
yeah. And I've had people that I reached out to, people that have channels and everything. I reached out to them, hey, you this tribe, and they just, I don't know. Some people just want to be whatever they want to be, and I think that has a lot to do with it. They have this Cherokee fantasy, all kind of different fantasies of all these different tribes, man. And it's just not true. It's not realistic. And that's it. Even when you go to the Cherokee rolls, the final rolls, you look at the bottom and it says Catawba. A lot of people Catawba. A lot of Choctaws are Catawba. A lot of these so-called Creeks are Catawbas. So it just is what it is. You can't duck who you are. So it's just crazy. But I'll let you go ahead and get back to the business.
Okay. Just want to say what's up to Sheba Lolo Indigenous pieces. If I didn't say what's up to you earlier. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get into the Allen family on the Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina side. And if you guys see here on the screen, we have a picture of the Allen family, and I will read who these people are. So this is Joseph Allen, son of Emory Arthur Allen and Esther Williams Allen. And then this is his wife. Her name is Rebecca Taborn. Definitely also Saponi Siouan name. It says they were married in Northampton County, North Carolina. Joseph was born January 28th, 1803 in Southampton County, Virginia, and died July 20th, 1891. It says Rebecca was born in 1805 and died in 1884. They moved from North Carolina to Columbiana County, Ohio, then to Logan County, Ohio, and finally to Porter Township, Cass County, Michigan in 1848. So just a little history here. Cass County, Michigan is also a big area for our people that moved from the Carolinas and Virginia. This also was another place where they went to pretty heavily. So it goes on to say the Allen family of Virginia may have originated in Northampton or York County, Virginia, because several members were living in those counties in the early 18th century. They were Jane, born, say, 1690. We got John, born, say, 1703, a Negro taxable in Edward Mifflin's Northampton County household, and Ralph Piggott's list for 1721. We got Elizabeth, born, say, 1706, a mulatto, tithable in William Stake's Northampton County household from 1724 to 1731. Then we got Sarah, born, say, 1708, a tithable in Nathaniel Address's Northampton County household in 1725. A mulatto who was charged in Accomack County court on December 1st, 1730, with having a bastard child. All right, so Jane Allen, born, say, 1690, was presented by the York County Court on November 16, 1761, for failing to list herself as a tithable, but discharged from paying levies at the next court on December 21st, 1761, when she was described as a poor old woman. She may have been the ancestor of Joseph, born, say, 1710. Samuel, born about 1713, a mulatto bound until the age of 21, 11 years old on September 2nd, 1724, when he was listed in the inventory of the York County estate of Joseph Walker, Esquire. Next, we got Sarah, born, say, 1730. Elizabeth, born, say, 1732. Then we got John, born about 1744. Joseph Allen, born, say, 1710, was presented by the York County Court on November 15, 1735, for not listing his mulatto wife as a tithable. He purchased 100 acres in the Isle of Wight County on the south side of the Nottoway River in the east side of Whitewood Swamp on January 21st, 1745-46, with William Bynum as witness. He sued Roger Brooks for trespass, assault, and battery in Isle of Wight County Court on November 13, 1747, but he died before the case came to trial. On May 12, 1748, Mary Allen petitioned the court for administration of his estate. And purchasers at the December 5th, 1751 sale of his estate included James Allen, Thomas Taborn, Judy Tabor, Late Allen, and John Bird. The account of the estate recorded on May 15, 1752 included slaves Ben and Kate in the possession of William Bynum, who was guardian of the heirs and security for administration of the estate. And it included a payment of £2, 17 shillings to John Bird for quintrents on the 100 acres of land in 1749. Joseph Allen's daughter, Mary Booth, Late Allen, signed by Mark the estate appraisal. Mary, her husband, Lewis Booth, Judith Taborn, and Joseph Allen, by his guardian, Lewis Booth, brought a chancery suit against William Bynum and William Allen on July 11th, 1754, claiming that William had sold slaves belonging to the estate valued at £80. On October 13, 1757, the court ordered William Bynum to pay Lewis Booth and Mary, his wife, William and Judith Taborn, his wife, and Joseph Allen £10, 3 shillings, being their proportional part of their father Joseph Allen's estate, and that William Allen paid them £7, 10 shillings, being their proportional part of the slaves belonging to their father's estate. Joseph's children were. And before I read this, Legacy, did you have anything you wanted to add? You want me to keep it moving?
Oh, you can go ahead.
Okay. We got Mary, born, say, 1728, wife of Lewis Booth. We got Judy, born, say, 1730, married to William Taborn in Northampton County, North Carolina, according to the Revolutionary War pension application of their son William. We got James, a buyer at the December 5th, 1751 sale of the estate of Joseph Allen. We got Sarah, born, say, 1733. We got William, born, say, 1735. Joseph, born, say, 1736, an infant orphan of Joseph Allen, bound out as apprentice by the court in Southampton County on December 14, 1749. On July 14, 1757, he brought a chancery suit in Southampton County against William Bynum, administrator of his father's estate. The suit was dismissed on July 10, 1761, due to Bynum's death. On August 6, 1762, he was sued in Isle of Wight County by Benjamin Baker for a debt of £12, which was charged to his brother, William Allen, who was his security. He left a October 20th, 1764 Isle of Wight County will, proved August 7, 1766, leaving all his estate to his sister Sarah Allen, who he named executor. When the will was proved, the court ordered the sheriff to summon Jesse Allen, brother and heir at law of Joseph Allen, to contest the will. Perhaps the court meant William Allen. All right. Next, we got Sarah Allen, born, say, 1730, was presented by the York County Court on November 16, 1761, for failing to list herself as a tithable. The case was dismissed on December 21st, 1761, when she paid her tax. She may have been the mother of. We got Mary, born, say, 1748, taxable in Elizabeth River Parish, Norfolk County, in 1768. We got Judy, born, say, 1750. We got John, born, say, 1755, a mulatto shoemaker, apprenticed for 2 years to John Muirhead of Norfolk County when he ran away on June 10th, 1769, according to the November 23rd, 1769 issue of the Virginia Gazette. All right. Next, we got Elizabeth Allen, born, say, 1732, was living in York County on August 19, 1765, when the court ordered the church wardens of Yorkhampton Parish to bind out her children unless she knew good cause to the contrary. She may have been the mother of. We got Mary, born, say, 1750. We got Martha / Patty, born about 1769. And we got Elizabeth, taxable in James City County on a free male tithable in 1806 and 1807, and head of a household of 2 female free persons of color above 16 years in 1813. All right. Next, we got John Allen, born about 1744, registered in Petersburg on July 16, 1810, a brown mulatto man, 5 feet and 1/4 inches high, about 66 years old, born free in Williamsburg. His wife, Polly Jasper, registered the same day, a light brown mulatto woman, 5 feet 1/2 inches high, 50 years old, born free in Chesterfield County, wife of John Allen. And it goes on to say they were the parents of. So we got Sally, born about 1777, registered in Petersburg on July 11th, 1810. A light brown mulatto woman, 5 feet 2 inches high, 33 years old, born free and raised in the town of Petersburg. Next, we got Eliza, born about 1777, registered in Petersburg on August 25th, 1795, daughter of John Allen, a free mulatto, a dark brown mulatto girl, 4 feet 11 inches high, 18 years old, and raised in the town of Petersburg. Next, we got Jane, born about 1778, registered in Petersburg on December 31st, 1794. A light brown mulatto woman, 5 feet 3 inches high, 16 years old, daughter of Joseph Allen, a free mulatto, born free and raised in the neighborhood of Petersburg, and by the request of her father, registered. And it says she was head of a Petersburg household of 2 other free and a slave in 1810. Next, we got Dicey, head of a Petersburg household of 1 other free and a slave in 1810. Then we have Jerry, born about 1785, registered in Petersburg on August 13th, 1806. A light brown free Negro man, 5 feet 6 inches high, 21 years old, born, free, and raised in the town of Petersburg. Legacy, did you have anything, or you want me to keep it moving?
Go ahead.
Okay. We got Sarah Allen, born, say, 1733, was living in Southampton County, Virginia on August 9th, 1750, when her son Arthur, no age or race mentioned, was bound apprentice. She was the executor and the only heir of her brother Joseph Allen's October 20th, 1764 Southampton County will. Proved August 7th, 1766. She was the mother of. We got Arthur, born, say, 1749. We got John, died before December 3rd, 1799, when Arthur Allen was granted administration on his Northampton County, North Carolina estate on a bond of £250 with Amos and Moses Newsom as securities. His widow, Mary Allen, was allowed a year's support in March Court 1800. All right, next we got William Allen, born, say, 1735, was an infant orphan of Joseph Allen in September 1751, when the Southampton County Court allowed his guardian, William Bynum, additional time to make a return of his estate to court. The sheriff reported that he had removed himself from the county or was avoiding a summons on October 13, 1757, when Henry Crawford obtained an attachment against his estate for £3 17 shillings. He was living in Northampton County, North Carolina on January 13, 1759, when he sold by Southampton County deed 100 acres on the north side of the Meharon River and the east side of the Whitewood Swamp. Okay. Which was the land his father Joseph Allen had purchased on January 21st, 1745-46. He sued William Bynum, the executor of his father's estate, in a chancery case in Southampton County on August 14, 1760, saying he was of age and wanted his part of his father's estate. The court ordered the defendant to make an account of the estate and ordered a commission to make a final decree. It goes on to say he was security for a debt his brother Joseph Allen owed Benjamin Baker of Isle of Wight County on August 6, 1762. He was one of the black members of the undated colonial muster roll of Captain James Faison's Northampton County, North Carolina Company. He was taxable in Granville County in the list of Philip Pryor for 1767 with his wife, Ann Allen, Joseph Allen, and Mary Allen, mulattoes. He was called William Allen Mulatto in Granville County on March 5th, 1770, when he bound out his daughter Nancy as an apprentice to James Knott. His children were. So we got Joseph, born about 1755, a mulatto taxable in William Allen's household in 1767, a 22-year-old mulatto planter listed in the 1778 Granville County Militia returns. We got Mary, a mulatto taxable in William Allen's household in 1767. We got Nancy, born July 5th, 1757, 12 years old on July 5th, 1769, according to her indenture in Granville County Court on March 5th, 1770. All right, next we got Judy Allen. Born, say, 1750, was a mulatto living in Norfolk County on July 16, 1772, when a court ordered the church wardens of Elizabeth River Parish to bind her daughter Jenny to Jacob Williams. She was called a free Negro on March 18, 1774, when a court ordered her daughters Jenny and Betty bound out to John Ransburg. She was the mother of. We got Jenny, born, say, 1770. Elizabeth, born, say, 1772. All right, next we got Mary Allen, born, say, 1750. Was taxable on a horse and 4 cattle in James City County in 1782. She may have been the mother of. We got Joseph, born, say, 1771, taxable in James City County from 1792 to 1814. taxable on a horse in 1792 and 1793, taxable on 2 free male ties from 1801 to 1804, called a mulatto in 1810 and 1813. Next, we got Samuel Sr., born about 1773, registered in York County on September 19th, 1831, 5 feet 3.5 inches high, tawny complexion, about 58 years of age, large eyebrows, high cheekbones, bony face, born free. He was taxable in Elizabeth City County from 1801 to 1816, listed as free Negro or mulatto starting in 1813. Next, we have John or Jack, born about 1777, registered in York County on July 25th, 1798, 21 years of age, 5 feet 3 inches high, good contours, small legs, long visage. All right, next we got James, born say 1784, a mulatto, taxable in James City County from 1805 to 1814. All right, Legacy, did you have anything or you want me to keep going?
Yeah, I see that they had said he had high cheekbones and all this other stuff. It's just funny to me. So I'm still trying to call this man a Negro, but the main way that you characterize the Indians is by high cheekbones. So that's kind of crazy, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even understand why they go into details sometimes in these records. Other times they don't, but then sometimes they do.
Yeah, it's supposed to come from the Negro registrations, the free Negro registrations. So, I guess they, the people who were describing them on these registrations tried to, say all these different things about, the person they were looking at. I don't know. It's weird.
I'm still trying to figure out who's a Negro.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like it just to me, man, it just seems that if you are melanated, you are a quote unquote Negro. You know
Exactly.
what I'm saying?
I mean,
I don't know
that's
why people keep trying to
basically what
separate
it
it.
is, bro.
They try to separate. They say, "Oh, these are East Indians. These are Australians. These are, you know what I'm saying? These are Black Americans. These are Africans." You know what I'm saying? And then try to say, "Oh, well, because they have straight hair, so they're the East Indians, and if they have this, But when you look back at the history, everybody a Negro.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So, to me, man, brown skin makes you a Negro, and that's that. Because I got how many people we have in families with wide noses, skinny
Right.
noses, straight
Right.
hair, kinky hair. So
Yep.
who's the Negro?
Exactly. We all got all them different mixtures that you just said in our families.
And who's the Indian
Right.
now, right?
Exactly. So again, it's just going off of the colonizers' description of what they thought they were. So that's what all this is. Anyway, so next we got Martha Allen, born about 1769, registered in York County on April 30th, 1799. A dark mulatto of serious contents, 5 feet 1 inches, speaks low, 30 years of age, renewed on November 18th, 1822, November 21st, 1831. Then it says she was head of a York County household of 6 other free in 1810. She was taxable in York County on a free tie and a horse from 1810 to 1812. Head of a household of 2 free Negroes or mulattoes over 16 in 1813, and taxable on a head of cattle in 1815. And then it goes on to say she may have been a mother of. We got Thomas, born about 1784, taxable in Elizabeth City County from 1806 to 1820, listed as a free Negro starting in 1814. He registered in York County on October 18th, 1813. Black fellow, about 29 years of age, 5 feet 4.5 inches high, long visage, born free in the parish of Yorkhampton. Next, we got William, born about 1790, taxable in York County on his own tithe and a horse in 1814. He was registered in York County on February 21st, 1814, of dark complexion, about 23 years of age, 5 feet 4 inches high, large eyebrows and short hair, born of a free woman. All right. Next, we got Arthur Allen. Born, say, 1749, was ordered bound apprentice in Southampton County on August 9, 1750. He was living in Southampton County when he, John Bird Jr., Hardy Beale, Arthur Allen, Arthur Bird, and James Bird were sued by Jesse Watkins in a case that was dismissed at their cost on February 11, 1773. He was head of a household of 2 black persons, 12 through 50 years old, and 4 black persons less than 12 or over 50 years old in Captain Dupree's district in Northampton County in 1786 for the North Carolina state census. 9 other free in Northampton County for the federal census for 1790, and 10 in 1810. He purchased 171 acres in Northampton County from Giles and Sarah Cook of Southampton County for £45 on November 24th, 1775, and purchased the same land from there 18 years later on March 26, 1793 for the same price. Arthur and his wife, Amy, sold it soon afterwards to Nathaniel Edwards for £77 by an undated deed proved June the same year. He died before June 5th, 1815, when his estate was administered by William Hawley. His wife, Esther Allen, received a year's provisions on June 8th, 1815. Britton Cumbo, Amy Allen, Arthur Allen, Elizabeth Allen, Amos Newsom, Thomas Allen, Lavina Allen, Newsom Artis, Sterling Hathcock, Henry Cumbo, Seymour Newsom, King Wells, William Hawley, Meridia Newsom, David Mitchell, and the widow were buyers at the sale of the estate. The account paid for Henry Cumbo's board and work on the crop. And in parentheses here again, it shows where you can find all this information we just read. Legacy, did you have anything? You want me to keep it moving?
One thing I noticed that most of these people are very short.
Mm-hmm.
Notice that when you go on from person to person, it's saying their height. These are very short people, so it seems like an ongoing thing with this Allen family.
Yeah, so it sounds like they weren't very tall
people.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. All right. So we got Betsy, head of a Northampton County household of 5 other free in 1810. We got Amy, head of a Northampton County household of 6 free colored in 1820. She had a bastardy suit against Anthony Wells on June 7th, 1820, and against John Chavis on June 6, 1822 in Northampton County Court. Then we got Green, son of Arthur Allen and Esther Williams, born in Northampton County on February 7th, 1807, and died on August 7th, 1879 in Cass County, Michigan. He married Angelina Wade, daughter of John Wade, October 14th, 1829, Northampton County bond. Anthony DeBerry, bondsman. Green Allen was head of a Northampton County household of 5 free colored in 1830. Next, we got Arthur married Patience Hawley, January 14th, 1813, Northampton County bond, perhaps to Arthur Allen, who was head of a Johnston County, North Carolina household of 7 free colored in 1820. All right. So it goes on to say that 3 mixed race Allen children were bound apprentice in Cumberland County, North Carolina, by order of the court, February 1764. They were Rachel, born about 1754, a mulatto girl, 10 years old, in February 1764. Benjamin, born about 1756, an orphan mulatto boy. Then we got Judah, born about 1760, an orphan mulatto girl. All right. Then it says other members of the Allen family were, it says Richard, a white man, presented by the Westmoreland County, Virginia court on March 29, 1733, for living in adultery with Anne, a mulatto woman. The presentment was dismissed because they had married in Maryland. She may have been the Anne Allen of Copel Parish, Westmoreland County, who was presented by the grand jury on November 28, 1738, for having a mulatto child. Then we got William, a mulatto, who acknowledged an indenture to Christian Allen in Henrico County Court in February 1767. We got William, a mulatto, taxable in the household of James Hemphill in Rowan County, North Carolina, in 1768. Jade, a mulatta, was also taxable in Hemphill's household. Then we got John, born, say, 1770, called a free man of mixed blood in 1787, when the North Carolina General Assembly emancipated his mulatto wife Betty and their children, and their child Mary, who he had purchased. Then we got Epps and Drury Allen, who were probably related to the Epps family. Epps Allen was listed in the Lunenburg County list of free Negroes and mulattoes in 1802 and 1803. In William Norton's household with Betsy Hobson on Bears Element Creek. And it says on April 17th, 1822, a coroner's inquisition was convened in Lunenburg County to determine the death of Epps Allen, a free man of color. They determined that he was found on April 14th, 1822, on the lands of the estate of Thomas Buford, deceased, near the house of Jordan Tooley, with no marks of violence on his body. Peter Epps was a member of the Inquisition. Drury Allen was head of a Lunenburg County household of 6 free colored and a white woman over the age of 45 in 1820. Drury Allen died on March 13th, 1826, according to the coroner's inquisition, which found that he died of exposure while intoxicated. All right. Next, we got William, born, say, 1780, married Elizabeth Booth, December 12, 1804, in Nash County bond. William Piggum, bondsman. William Allen was head of a Franklin County household of 7 other free in 1810. And then we got Exum, born about 1781, registered in Southampton County on February 21st, 1804, age 23, bright mulatto, 5 feet 8 inches high, freeborn. All right, relatives. So that was the Allen family of Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina. So again, if this is showing up in your genealogy, I'll put the link in the chat for people if they want to, hit up this link. And I'm going to go ahead and let Legacy take over at this time. And he's going to go into a few things.
Yeah, I want you to, you could
Yes,
go
sir.
in the background and check your email. I actually sent you the article.
Okay.
So what I'll do while you get that together, once you get to they have the magazine, in PDF.
Okay.
So you'll be able to go in and go to the front cover. And while you do that, I will start reading the piece of paper that I have about that subject. That'll give you time to get to it, and then we could look at the images. So I'm just gonna read a small thing. It's about the Haliwa Saponi.
Yes, sir.
I'm just gonna start at one part, and then by the end of this, you guys will get why I'm even reading this. Okay, so it says Lynch and Hollister PTA lobbied the Halifax County Board of Education for a new school, but the board halted construction until the Haliwa Indian School issue was settled. The resolution insinuated that the Haliwas were playing Indian, which indicates that Lynch and his followers believed that an identity as colored or increasingly Negro would better serve their educational goals. In another article, Lynch confirmed the leadership squabble between he and Richardson and Lynch's previous involvement in the Haliwa Club, quote unquote, Everything was going along lovely until Richardson come back from Philadelphia, he said. The Haliwas found allies in white segregationists in the campaign to fund their Indian school. Originally, the Haliwas' white attorneys devised the plan to use Pearsall funds to operate the private school. Contrary to the convictions of many non-whites, following the Supreme Court's ruling in Brown versus Board of Education, the Haliwas supported segregation, highlighting a noticeable variation in political strategy from other non-whites, but also implying support for white supremacy. At a meeting in August 1958, Halifax County Board of Education Attorney Joe Branch stated, quote unquote, "This board has always stood for separation of the races and will continue to do so." The Haliwas attorney, Julian Alsbrook, gave an impassioned plea to the board to convince them that the Haliwas deserved a school of their own, saying, "Who are the people who want to integrate? People who have lost their pride of race and do not want to improve it. This state and South gave people the right, I say the right, to stand apart. These people say to you, you can have your own, the colored man can have his own, and we as Indians want our own." Haliwas benefited from the whites' endorsements, a strategy they had employed at other times in Meadows Indian history. County and state boards of education still question their Indian identity, however, so the Haliwas continue to research their history to address these questions. Now on the bottom, I see the article says Haliwa Indians in hassle over going to North Carolina Negro School. Negroes who want to be Indians. Jet Magazine, December 5th, 1957. Can you go to the front cover? You can actually hit that button at the top. I think it'll go. The one that says page to your right. To your right. Yeah. No. Yeah, you can actually go to the number. You see where it says page 27? Left, right there, up. Yeah, either that or you can scroll. Scroll all the way up to the front cover. I want you guys to see the front cover, and then we'll go to the article. You don't necessarily have to read through the article, but just really show the images. Okay, I'm trying to get to the front cover. There you go. All right. So it says Jet Magazine, Negroes who want to be Indians, right on the cover of Jet Magazine, 1957. Okay, so these Negroes want to be Indians, according to them. Yeah, according to them, they just want to be Indians. All right.
Wow.
So now can you go to it's crazy, right? And then look at the sister right there.
Yeah.
All right. So that's just crazy on the front
let me
cover.
ask you a question before you keep going.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, with people even to me, I can tell, I know she's Negro, but
Mm-hmm.
I mean, some people would look at her and say she's, a Mongol.
Mm-hmm.
But, to me, I can see it, but, I'm just saying other people may not.
Yeah. Well, I know the lady on the cover, I'm not sure if she is one of the people that are part of the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
But either way, it's just ironic that you have a picture of this sister right next to this Negroes who want to be Indians. That's crazy.
Yeah. You see that right there next to her, it says Lois McGee.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's her.
That's another thing too that we have to get onto the Irish and stuff like that. We were talking about that previous to getting on. But now can we skip to 26 to page 26?
26, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, if you go left of those arrows, you'll see you can skip all the way there if you want to.
Oh, gotcha.
No, left to the arrows. Yeah, right there. See, you can click that, and I think you can skip. Oh, I don't know.
That's all right. I'm almost there.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool.
26. There we go.
Yeah, 26. Negroes who want to be Indians. Haliwa Indians and hassle over I guess the school. So then yeah, basically I just wanted to show the pictures. These people that's see the sister right there.
Hold on, let me see if I can blow this up a little bit. Like I said, give me just a second.
I tried to, I don't know. Oh, there you go.
Just so people can see.
Mm-hmm.
Let me get rid of all this stuff down here. All right, so, and I'm going to read the captions under there for you. It says, adult attending Haliwa school helps amuse youngsters, some of whom look Negro.
That's crazy.
So I believe that's the Haliwa Saponi school, if I'm correct on that.
Yeah, I know they were trying to get the school at the time, so I'm not sure, exactly.
It's open now.
I don't know all the history.
It's an actual school that's open now, and it was back
then.
then.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah. I'm just saying at that time of that photo, I don't think it was yet because they were like fighting over it. But if you could go down to the next page, and then we'll see Lynch, Richardson. They actually have the names under the photos. Yeah, Vernon Lynch.
Okay, Vernon Lynch. Mm-hmm. We got Richardson. Okay, so y'all see the pictures there. See what these gentlemen look like.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad you found.
Even though they're fair skinned, they're Negroes.
Yep, absolutely. This is some of some of the people in the chats, ancestors. So let's keep it 100.
I think it's like 2 more pages, maybe.
Okay. All right. So can you see the captions underneath?
Yeah.
Okay. So that says conducting class in Haliwa School, Hardy D's attended Pembroke State College in North Carolina, a formerly all Indian school. That's interesting.
University.
There he is.
The Europeans were looking out for us. They gave us a whole university, huh? You know what I'm saying? It's crazy, man. Like we was just running around in thongs.
You said there was one more image. Okay, there we
Negroes. It said Negroes. Wait, go back up. It says Negroes. Says Indians making trouble as well. Among them is his brother-in-law Vernon Lynch, president of the Hollister Elementary Negro School. Yeah, I was gonna read the whole thing, but yeah. So basically, they were at odds because one of them is like, you know what? Let's just go with the whole Negro thing. Who cares? And the other one's like, no, we're Indians. Get out of here with that. Basically, I don't care what they doing for you. We're not gonna do
that. Yeah, that's crazy, bro.
What other reason would you want to not fight to get an Indian school unless you hand in hand with these people? Lost teacher says playing after class. Back down. Hollister Negro pupils lost teacher when Haliwas withdrew. Indians say some Negro pupils are not colored.
That's weird. What is that? What?
Indians say some Negro pupils are not colored. Mm-hmm. So basically, they saying that these so-called Negroes is not Negroes. They Indians. That's where the trouble comes in at because they want the so-called Negro to be a Negro and not an Indian.
Wow. Can I do you care if we put this link in the chat for people to see?
Yeah, go ahead. Put it there. Yeah. Okay.
Well, it is. I'm gonna put this in here for people to go back and look at. Looks like it's a Google Books.
Yeah, they have a bunch of different Jet magazines because I found the article in the book that I printed out. I can't remember the title right now, but it was about the Haliwa. It was a whole racial thing with them. So that was in there. So when I found that, I said, you know what? Well, let me try to find the actual Jet magazine, and then I turned around and found it. I was like, oh wow, it's really there. So that was crazy.
Yeah,
I'm not sure how I could print it out though. I tried to see if I could print it out. But yeah, that's kind of cool. Really. But yeah, another thing too, I'm noticing too is a lot of misspellings even with the tribes.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's a lot of that. Like the Tutelo, Totero, Totoles. We everything but a Tostito.
Right.
Yes, the Saponas.
Oh, I know.
Yeah,
They got all kind of crazy
yeah.
spellings of stuff.
Uh-huh. And then they try to use that too to further separate not so much the spelling, but what we call ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Because I said before, I've even seen articles or inserts that say that the Saponis were calling themselves Catawbas. So
Interesting.
it's
Yeah.
it's it's funny that they try to all these names and different things kind of cause problems. It's like oh, the Saponi-Catawba of Ohio, the Saponi of Ohio, the Cars
Mm-hmm.
Run,
Yep.
the Haliwa Saponi, I would be happy one day we all just become one tribe, the Catawba of South Carolina.
Right.
And I don't think it's so
Agree.
much the names, but the separation.
Right. I agree,
Separation is
man.
very dangerous.
It is. It's bad. I agree, brother. The other thing that I wanted to show too, real quick, while you're speaking on that. So if anyone ever gets a chance, me and Legacy have talked about this site numerous times. It's Native American Roots. Um, its site is done by a young lady. I believe her name is Kayanga, if I'm saying that
Lucas.
right.
Yeah, Kianga Lucas. You can follow her
Kianga
on
Lucas.
Instagram too.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So I believe she does jewelry as well.
Yeah, she does.
Okay. So anybody interested in finding out, some Siouan history, something you just want to look up, maybe see some surnames, different things like that. Check out this site that I have on the screen, Native American Roots, and follow this young lady, Kianga Lucas. It's very informative here, has a lot of good information in it. You don't want to dig and dig and dig for something, this is a good place to go. So I just wanted to throw that in. And wanted to say what's up to a few more people too, real quick. Brother Wanagi, Epeta Waste, brother, glad you made it in. Mike East and peace, bro. Mike, I'm gonna be hitting up some of the family names you sent in to me. Lucas for sure, because I also have that genealogy. So we'll definitely get that in. Lewis Jones, peace. Appreciate you coming in. Tony Furlow, peace. Thank you for joining us today. See if there's anybody else. Legacy, did you have books or anything that you want to tell everybody about?
Oh man, I got a
Recently,
load. I got a load. Let me see. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
I may have them in another room right now. Shucks.
Oh, while you're looking for that,
Yeah, go ahead.
anybody that is curious on the information on Liberia, again, I talked about this. Excuse me. Again, I talked about this before, but if you go to Fold 3, and I'll show it here on the screen. If you have a Fold 3 account, If you go there and just type in American Colonization Society or Liberia, this is what you're going to find. So they have all the documents in here on the, the trip to Liberia, what they were trying to set up. They even have the ship manifest with the names, all the stuff they were trying to do. So again, this is on fold 3. If you go there, you can actually see all of the documents, pages, and I mean there's thousands of pages worth of stuff, as you can see here on the screen. Like, I'm still scrolling. So I mean, that's just, in that section is just the laws and land records of Liberia. So that's just that section. So as you click on each separate thing, there's thousands more pages. So anybody that's into doing research and was ever curious about, what the colonization society was doing for Liberia, this is it. And I'm gonna let Legacy go back in on his books that he has to share.
Go for it. All right, so got some more books. You guys know I like to get the books and everything. Give me 1 second, because I'm gonna go ahead and try to give y'all a visual. 1 second.
Yeah, LJ John, I did. If you scroll up some, the Jet magazine link should be in there.
Okay. Herbal antivirals. Heal yourself faster, cheaper, and safer. By Mary Jones. Okay. Then we have Bushcraft First Aid, a field guide to wilderness emergency care, Dave Canterbury. Okay. And there's 3 of these books, which I have right here. You could get the 3-pack. It's a 3-pack of them that you can get like a box set. It has all of those books. Okay. Bushcraft, a field guide to the art of wilderness survival, Dave Canterbury. Okay, it's a New York Times bestseller. I think that was his first book. The Bushcraft Field Guide to Trapping, Gathering, and Cooking in the Wild, Dave Canterbury again. Okay. Then I had this book before, but I let a friend get it because he actually moved out upstate New York in the country. So I gave it to him, so I had to give me another one. Wilderness Survival, 2nd edition, Gregory J. Davenport. Okay. Take a little look in there. Let me see. Got a lot of different stuff showing different things in here. Heat, dealing with heat, covering your head and stuff like that, I'm sure. Just different things. Survival algorithm, survival medical and kits. And let's see what else. Now these I got self-defense books. Defend yourself against pressure point attacks. Rand Cardwell, the 36 Deadly Bubishi Points, the Science and Techniques of Pressure Point Fighting. Okay, and then we have U.S. Marine Close Combat Fighting Handbook. All right, by United States Marine Corps. Okay, so those are some books that I've purchased. All right. You can go ahead and talk a little bit. I have some other things that I wanted to show everybody.
Okay, brother. Cool. Right, just let me know when you're ready. All right, relatives. So again, I put my email and Legacy's email into the chat for anybody. Also, the Jet magazine link should be in the chat as well. Hopefully you're able to click on that and at least get to that so people can go back and read what was happening as far as that goes. So tomorrow we're going to go in live again. Just kind of reminder to let everybody know that we'll be we'll be going in again tomorrow. And tomorrow we'll kind of open it up. We should have a few more panel guests on here, and talk about various different topics. So yeah, we'll do that tomorrow. Okay. Yeah, Michael Brown, Harris. Sounds like you might have a lot of the genealogy, as far as these Siouan tribes are concerned. Again, hope everyone is staying safe out there, as far as everything's going. So you all said,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry about that.
No, you're good,
I
bro.
forgot all about books and everything, man. But let's go get the video. Okay. One thing that I purchased was a machete, right? So if you're doing any pretty much anything that has to do with chopping, you need to get you one. This is a small one. I got it for like $10 or something like that, right? But right here, this is a survival kit that I purchased on Amazon. Everlit. Okay. One second. Open this. Try to open this here. I guess it would be easier if I had two hands. That's not the case right now. Let's see. Okay.
Peace, Miss G West. About time you made
it. It's a small kit. I have another kit in there that's also, but this one just has it's a medical kit, scissors, gauze, splint, broken leg, things like that, marker, compressed gauze, different things like that. I actually have another one that I can't find at the moment. Another kit that I purchased that's really small and compact, and it actually has a pocket knife, compass, different things like that. I also purchased a little trap too. But yeah, and this one, it has quite a few things. I haven't even looked through everything inside this kit, but it has a lot of stuff. Compact application tourniquet, windlass rod, securing strap, different things in here. And then the compass that I have it has a what do you call it? I forgot the name of the cord that you can use, like a rope for different things. You can even use it for paracord, I believe, and you can use it for different things, like even helping with starting a fire. It comes with a flint, stone and everything like that. You can start fires, different things. So just go online and look for different kits and stuff like that, and start grabbing those things now. People still think it's a game out here, even after all of the signs of this whole virus thing and everything. You got to know that it's gonna go down eventually, and you should try to be as prepared as possible. Learn as much. I don't know everything that I'm even purchasing. I don't have all the knowledge, but I am beginning to grab these things because I know that I'm going to need them. So this kit along with this book on first aid in the wild and stuff like that, you put those two together and yeah, you beasting. So let's get back to it. Being Indian really means something different now. We have more access to different things that we may not have had before, or we may have done it a different way before. And now, we can kind of improve it in a way, So I'm pretty sure back in the day, if you broke your arm, they'll take two sticks or something like that and maybe wrap it with cloth. Now we have more efficient ways of doing these things. So we should be taking advantage of it. Also, you can, find ways to use herbs and different things. I actually have also a clot kit where it's a gauze that I can put on someone's leg, and it will clot it and help it stop from bleeding. There's two. You may have to use two if there's a deep wound or something like that. But also, it's different things you can use. I believe is it like pine? Is it the sap from a pine tree or something like that that you can use to actually cover up a wound also? So there's different things that you can, read up on, look on. Actually, too, what I do too is I watch Bear Grylls on Prime Video. The guy Bear Grylls that did a lot of survival stuff, and I watch a lot of stuff that he does. Of course, we don't want to eat bugs and different things like that, and all of these different things, but you never know. Especially if you're not prepared, you may have to do those things to survive.
Oh
Your
yeah.
body needs protein. You need water. Different things like that. You may have to do some of those things to survive. No one wants to,
Eat you some
take their
grub.
urine and pour it over their head. But if you're outside and it's 100 something degrees and you're far from water and you're very hot, you might want to take that urine and pour it on your head. You might want to take that urine and put it on your mouth so it doesn't dry all the way. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you don't want to drink it, but these are things that we may have to do. We may have to do things that we don't want to do. But let's try to be prepared so we don't have to do those things. You might have to take some wet mud, right, and put it in a t-shirt and then squeeze the water out of the mud and drink it. So,
Oh
try to
yeah.
get up on some of these things. And again, I apologize because I didn't have things really ready. But yeah, man, it is what it is. We family.
That's
So,
all right though. You
no.
still got it in, my brother.
Y'all didn't know I was sitting here eating oxtails the whole time, so it's all good.
No, but on the same thing that you was just talking about, if you haven't, get your knife game up. Um, there's all kinds of different knives. I have several. Like Anu said, you don't want to be all noisy with guns. The whole point
Mhm.
is, if what hits the fan and you got to protect yourself and your family, the gun's going to be kind of nice, but you're going to be making all the noise. So,
Mhm.
you need to get some stealthy kind of weapons that, don't make a whole lot of noise. I
Mhm.
saw that Nighthawk said get a magnesium fire starter. I agree. So if you can get
Mhm.
it, if you do get a knife, make sure it has the fire starter with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Get you, a little tomahawk type axe that you can use that, that isn't too heavy and big and bulky, the small kind that, you can chop things up like Legacy was saying. The compass, there's a lot of the, I have a couple of the wristbands um,
Mhm.
that have the compass built into them, and they're made out of like a
Yeah, paracord.
the paracord. Yep, exactly. Thank
Mhm.
you. That's the word I was looking for. Now, something I also found, since we're on this topic, um, they also have for about $6-7 the K-bar spork and knife. So that's just a spoon fork, combo. We all know what spork is.
Mhm.
You pull the end of it, and it has a knife at
A
the
knife
other
on
end.
it. I have
Yep.
the same thing.
Do you?
Yeah, in the other
Nice.
kit. Yeah,
Yeah.
the kit that I bought, it has that. It has different all the essential stuff.
Right. Exactly. So I mean, collect knives. Get. You don't, like he said. Machete. Get you one of those. Again, pellet guns. Yep. Like what Nagi was saying. Um, those are, not real noisy. Your bow and arrow type things, as well. So I mean, you know, it's good to have the guns, but again, we don't want to be making a whole bunch of noise when things start to, hit the fan.
Yeah, because if you're shooting off a pistol. Let's say people are really hungry out here, right? And you're hunting, and you go and you shoot off a pistol. Everyone hears that someone just shot off a pistol, and
Yep.
if anyone is trained at all, they can hear, or even not trained, you can hear what direction that it came from. So now you got a bunch of people looking for you, before you could even get your kill and take it home. So we got to start thinking differently. Cool. It's cool to have guns, but they're not for every situation. You
Right.
know.
Agreed. Hey, Legacy, are you able to put your email into the chat?
Yeah, I would have to leave out and do it.
Hang on, let me make sure I'm spelling this right.
It's Love Legacy 400.
I tried to put it in there. I may have spelled it wrong.
Okay. Well, it's exact. LOVELEGACY 400 at
400.
gmail.com.
Okay.
Yeah. You guys can reach out to me. Again with the genealogy, you can reach out to me. I have the challenge coming up in April. Of course, it's gonna be. I'm being honest. It's gonna be pushed back a little bit. Even with the people that I've already done genealogy with and stuff like that, it's gonna be pushed back a little bit because the situation. I got kid at home, wife at home now. Usually they're gone during the day, but being that they are here, it takes some time from my work, naturally. But I got everybody. Don't worry about it. And then the people that are coming into the challenge, you'll have a good time anyway because, like I said, last challenge I did was 30 people. This one is only 15. I'm only taking 15. I got about 10 spots left. So people are jumping on it. And also too, what I see is people, which I'm happy about, not so much about the money, but I'm happy that people are trying to get full service. They don't want to just find their tribes. They want to find their tribe, but they also want their genealogy done. So I'm happy that people are trying to get it all done. I mean, it's cool to just find your tribe too, but for the people that want more than that, I'm happy that they are reaching out and that they are being proactive and stuff like that. I definitely like that and I respect it. Um, you know, to each his own, whatever you do want to do. But for the full genealogy and to find your tribe, I charge 500. And for the challenge that's coming up, I'm only charging 300 for the challenge. The last one I charged 100 for 30 people, which was basically a giveaway, but I killed myself because as you see, we what on the 6th that'll be 2 months. So and I still have some people left, so I kind of killed myself on that one, overextended myself. But it was a good look for the community, especially for the price. So, but like I said, genealogy costs a lot of money, guys. So if I say, hey, 300 or even 500, and you have it, jump on it. Also, I do accept partial payments. I just won't start the work until the full payment is made. But yeah, like I said before, even the people that haven't finished all the way, there's reasons why your genealogy isn't finished. It's not because I didn't get to it. In most cases, it's not because I didn't get to it. It's because genealogy is difficult. It's not cut and dry. So I may go on your tree today and add some people, and I may wait a week or wait 2 weeks to come back to it to let the computer catch up to what I did. Things like that. So it's not just cut and dry. And I know people are anxious, but you have to give time. It takes time. It
Right.
took me a year to get my genealogy straight. So to think that your genealogy could be straight in 3 weeks or 4 weeks is kind of crazy. That's a stretch.
Right. And the thing with me too with genealogy, again, like I said, I don't do it professionally, but I just kind of with me, that's why I don't do other people's genealogy because with me, I kind of, I just kind of tackle it and keep going and keep hitting it, trial and error, researching. So it takes me a really long time. That's kind of why I've gotten back as far as I have, but it's not on all lines. There's some lines I'm still working on to this day, and I've probably been, hitting this genealogy pretty hard for at least 2 years. So it does take time, like Legacy is saying, especially if you guys want it done right, just be patient with the brother, give him time. You don't want him just flying through it. So give him the time. He'll get through it for you, and you'll be happy you did.
Yeah, and I think it's more or less with me. Everybody's different. I'm pretty sure if you get a genealogist, a quote unquote genealogist to do it, it's more of a profession with them. So I'm pretty sure they'll sit there and do hours and hours. But with me, I'm not gonna sit there and do hours and hours of work, and a lot of times it's not coming out right. It's just like you're forcing it. You're forcing it when you do it like that. So I'm not doing it like that. I may get on for an hour. I may get on for 2 hours. I may get on for 30 minutes. I may wait a few weeks, wait till I feel like doing it. And then when I get in there and I feel like doing it, I'm doing it up. I run through your tree in 2 hours. So, I just go by my feeling, how I feel, what trees, to be honest, what trees are easier to go through. And then I just kind of save the harder ones for later and just kind of peck at them here and there. And eventually, we're there. But even though it was a 60-day challenge, understand it takes time for genealogy. It takes time. So, you paid me and everything. I got you. It just takes time. If I can't get it done today, it may be done in a month. It may be done in 2 months. It may be done in 3 months. We just got to try to be patient with it because I don't want to put the wrong thing up there. Just start grabbing things. Also, I see a lot of people grabbing hints. People come to me with their hint. I call them hint trees. You come to me with all of these. You just grab hints.
You got to research them hints, man. You can't just run with them.
Yeah, you just grab hints. You have no documents proving that these people exist. It makes it harder on me when I come along and try to do your genealogy because now I have to go through all of that stuff too. It's like I'm climbing, but at the same time, it makes it harder on me because you already have someone in that place. So if you already have a grandfather, why would the computer even try to give you another grandfather? See what I'm saying? So now a good hint, I can't get a good hint because you've already accepted a bad one. And if I delete that grandfather, guess what? Everybody behind him, it looks like they're gone, but they're still there. It's just it's kind of like a branch falling off a tree. When you go and cut one person out or you cut the branch, you don't see the branch on the tree, but the branch still exists. So what happens is now when I go in and I start typing in names or trying to bring in other ancestors, it gets confusing because all those other people are still there. So literally what I would have to do is go all the way to the end of the tree, delete all of those people and start all over again. Or create a whole nother tree, but then have to kind of push away the bad hints that are gonna pop up on that new tree. So either way, it's crazy. It makes it difficult. So if you're doing any type of genealogy, don't just start adding stuff. Be sure that they are your ancestors.
Yeah. Also, mad shout outs to everyone out there that is doing genealogy and the people who are, doing videos about genealogy. Again, we all got our different ways and methods of doing things. So, I have respect for you, that you're even attempting to do it. So there's a lot of us out there that still won't do genealogy or haven't done it.
Joining made up tribes.
It's going to be important, because again, you guys, you see what's happening around us. So, I wouldn't put it past anybody to start doing, whatever to make you prove who you are. I know we all say we don't have to prove anything to anyone, but, we all still live in this system that's crumbling down around us as we speak. I don't want to get too much into that. Maybe we'll talk a little bit about some of that tomorrow. But, we gotta, get our foundation solidified. So that's the whole point of me and Legacy coming here every week, beating you over the head saying, do your genealogy. Because we still got people out there that aren't. I'm starting to see a lot more people are doing it than there used to be when we first, started out on this mission. So, big ups to all you out there that's putting in the time to do genealogy. Again, I know it gets frustrating. Sometimes it's hard. You get stuck. Just if that ever happens, just step back from it. That's what Legacy's saying. Don't you can't push them through it. Like it's a process, and I understand exactly what he's saying. Sometimes you got to back up off of it for a little bit. and go back
take a
in,
break.
take a break from it, get yourself, rejuvenated and go back in it, maybe hit a different line, you know. When I first started out doing genealogy, I only really had, my grandmother's genealogy. Someone did it in my grandmother's side for us, so I was kind of lucky with that. And just that little bit of genealogy that I had was enough, to tie me back to the tribe that I'm a part of. But as I've gone on and gone further, I found all kind of other connections. So, any way I do it or go with it, I'm connected to the people I already know that I was connected to. So that's the whole point of this too.
Yeah, yeah, because same thing with me. When I found one line and I put in my application, but then once I started to learn more, especially about the surnames and locations, I saw that I was suing on many lines.
Exactly.
Pretty much, might as well say almost all of the lines.
Yeah.
There's not a line that I can think of that's not tied in to suing tribes. I can't think of off the top of my I can't think of one.
Right. And don't, and you hear the word suing or Sioux, don't immediately tie, just think of the tribes out west. We come from the Ohio Valley. This is documented proof. If anyone, wants to dispute it, you can, but it's documented.
Good luck.
We came from the Ohio Valley, and one went east, one went west. So I mean, we're the ones from the eastern part, the southeast, the east coast, and then we migrated around. A lot of my people came back to Ohio, and this is where I've been ever. This is where we've been ever since. So same thing with Legacy. His people went north. So this is what it is. So when you think Sioux, don't just think of the tribes out west only. We all have a bad habit of doing that. They've ingrained in us that American Indians look a certain way, and we all know that's totally false.
Yeah. Also, you could read the Siouan Tribes of the East. It's a book by James Mooney. And you'll see a lot of James Mooney's writings are spilling the tea about who we are. So yeah, if you want, you can go and check out James Mooney's book. They actually have it where you can read it now, I believe, on Google. I purchased. Actually, I'm waiting for a copy right now of the book, but yeah, you can read it for free right there on Google, I believe. And there's probably other
Okay,
places
awesome.
also so that you
Yeah.
can read it. But yeah, it's a lot of Siouan tribes. It's not just us either. It's not just
Right.
Catawba and
Oh yeah.
Saponi. There's a
Yeah.
lot of
There's a lot
Siouan
of 'em.
tribes.
Yep.
A lot. So
Oh yeah. So that that's what I'm saying. Like when I find a correlation with these surnames to that name actually being, excuse me, that name actually being an Indian tribe. It was an actual Indian tribe that the surname came from. Like he's saying, like a lot of these tribes, there's some I haven't even heard of. So you're absolutely right. And
yeah.
also you're going to start seeing a correlation even with Siouan surnames that tie into tribes that are Algonquin.
hmm
We again, we all kind of intermarried and different things like that. So
Yeah.
it
People
is what
people
it is.
tend to forget. People tend to forget with these tribes and this and that we're still people.
Right.
So,
Exactly.
a language doesn't change you being human. You
Right.
know what I mean? If that makes
Love is
sense. So
love,
when
bro.
we saying Siouan tribe or this tribe or that tribe, you gotta understand we just talking about the language of
The
those people.
language. Right.
The language
Exactly.
of those people. So that can change any day. You could get married, say if a woman could get married to a man, let's just say, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she was a Siouan Indian, right? But she
Mm.
married a man that was Iroquois, and then they
Yeah.
lived on a Iroquois reservation, And then now that sewing line kind of gets cut off because they take on the language of the people that they're around. So it doesn't change the fact that their mother was a Catawba, but now they're Iroquois people. You know what I'm saying? Or Iroquois speaking people. So let's not get lost in that either. Let's understand that these are people. They're still people.
And a good example of what Legacy's saying, that Native American Roots website that I put in the chat, like I said, check it out. You're going to see some stories in there about, some people that, that were Algonquin or Iroquois that, came down and married into Sioux and People tribe. So, I mean, it's documented and it's listed. And that's why I say you'll see, the Chavis surname maybe in Algonquin,
4 or 5 different tribes,
right? Or the Gibson or Boones or, whatever. So, yeah, you'll definitely see that. Legacy, did you have anything else you wanted to go over?
No, I think that's about it, man. We've gone over so much, man. It's just it becomes insane after a while. It's like, man, for the people that are not getting it, it's just crazy. And for us, it's just like, man, I mean, we're literally running out of stuff to talk about. We got to keep fishing out things and finding them in order to move on and bring some new stuff to you guys, because it's just, genealogy, be Indian. Listen, cut out all of the this is Indian, but that's not Indian, and this is this and that's not, and please stop attaching to these frivolous tribes. Different things like that, man. So I don't know. So far, I haven't really back to the whole African Indian thing. I've only found 2 people out of probably about 60 people that had anything that said African on the documentation. So so we're saying that's less than, what's that? Less than 4%.
Oh,
we
yeah,
usually
exactly.
say 90%. We usually say 90% of Black Americans are indigenous, but it's more than that because the genealogy is not showing otherwise. 2 people out of 60. That's crazy. And then one of them, the whole African label, that was even I believe that was even beyond 1900, I believe, with one of them. So who knows where they came from, right? They may have come from Africa, but that has nothing to do with, if that's 1900, then you got to think about that. That's way after slavery and everything.
So. I'm gonna tell you honestly, if you are a person who does research, I've gone into Ancestry to hit up the census records, and I'm gonna be honest with you guys. 1850 is the first time that I see Africans from the saying where someone's from Africa show up on census records. And a lot of times when I do see them, these people, they're not showing up as slaves. So, again, with the whole slavery thing, I'm not going to say it never existed, but I just think our understanding and the way we were taught is incorrect. As far as that goes. And they, again, they don't talk about Indian slavery enough, and it was never taught. So, we've missed out on that whole thing. We were never taught about, indentures and being bound out to people. And, if you were poor, you bound out your kids so they could learn a trade. And, the person who's in control of that trade is a master. So, I mean, we gotta understand and understand the things that are being said to us and the information that's being put out to us. So you got to read between the lines. You got to question all this stuff and dig deeper. But me and Legacy are going to go ahead and close this out. I'm going to let him go ahead and get in his final words.
Yeah. Everybody just try to educate yourself as much as possible. But right now, with all this going on, of course, this situation is gonna blow over a little bit or whatever. But as far as like this coronavirus thing and everything, it's gonna blow over a little bit. But I don't think anybody needs to let their guard down anymore. You know, store up your food, figure out how you can get out of the city and get into the country somewhere, get your Indian on, pull your kids out of these schools, tribe up with your family or your tribe and get together and with people with like minds, and you guys could do it. You can do it better. Right now, me and my partner, we have our 3-year-old here, right? And we have our 3-year-old here, and we're homeschooling him right now and everything like that. But it would be much easier if there were 4 or 6 more people involved in the process. So, we got to get together and don't let your guard down. Get on your job.
Appreciate you, brother, as always, for coming here and doing this with me each week. Again, like I said, tomorrow we're going to go in again. We'll probably have more on the panel. I may put the link in the chat, but I don't know. We'll see what happens, how I'm feeling about that. But again, like Legacy said, it's time to get serious now about things. We've let our guard down far too long. This should be a lesson for all of us. So I don't think any of us have gone through anything crazy like this before, where you go to the store and they're cleaned out and there's never anything there every day. So let that be a lesson learned. Keep your guard up, like he was saying. We're not going to get caught like that again. Do not let yourself get caught like this again. It's time to be prepared. You ain't got to go crazy when you go to the store, but when you go to the store, make sure you stock up on things continuously. We don't need to spend our money on stupid stuff no more. We know the deal now. So, I don't care about having, the best clothes or the best shoes or the best car. None of that's important to me anymore. And it hasn't been actually for a long time. So, I'm trying to look out for the survival of my family and my tribe. And, that's what everybody else should be doing as well. So we don't need any more of the nonsense. We don't need the, material things that are worthless, that don't mean anything. We don't need any of it. So you look out for your family. Stay safe out here. Things go bad. We still got each other. I hope these lives take your mind off things for a little while. But we're also going to be realistic about things and bring you the truth. So tomorrow we will probably go in a little bit more on survival things and being prepared and all that stuff, because I don't think you can talk about that enough. I'm glad to see that people are starting to mention that on their videos. Whatever information you have, whatever you know how to do, share it with the people, because some of us don't know how to do certain things and some of us know how to do a lot of things. So again, appreciate everyone that came out to support me and Legacy. And if you haven't subscribed to each other, go ahead and do that. Subscribe to everybody in the chat. Everyone that's here, please subscribe to my brother Love Legacy. He's a good brother. He does awesome work, so please get over there to his channel. Love Legacy 500 is his YouTube channel, I believe. And everybody out in the chat, one love to you all. And we will be back tomorrow. Hopefully my brother Legacy will be in here with me. But love you all. And Everybody take care. All right. Later.